guys, my name is Millie and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to talk to you about Wizzywash. It is one of my favorite products. I work in pet waste removal and something that comes up often is it's stinky, there's bacteria in the yard, and I provide this as an add-on service to the pet waste removal process to eliminate the odor and make the yard a safer place. So it's economical, it's not an expensive product. When you're charging, you can actually make a good return on your investment, and it's eco-friendly. So when you're using this on turf and gravel and pretty much anywhere in the backyard, it is an eco-friendly product. It safely gets rid of like bacteria and deadly viruses like parvo, eliminates those. So you're helping create a safe space for your clients or wherever the dogs are playing for whatever reason you may want this. It is just a great product. I'm not sponsored by these guys. I genuinely really appreciate the product for what it is, and all the way up to the people who work for the company. I've had nothing but a pleasant experience. And I'm also part of a community called Poop Scoop Millionaire, PSM, and I've had a few people and friends now that have asked me and that they would like a video on Wizzywash. So here I am to go ahead and share some information, just like the basics, the anatomy of what I call the gun. Water shoots out, the solution shoots out, so I call it a gun. A little bit later in the video, we'll do like an actual case of like working with the product. So it's very simple. I have two. I just got this. This is my new one. I like to have a backup just in case. You never know what happens. I don't want to be put out of the flow of my day, and I want to be able to give service. So I have the two, and then we'll just start with this, the one that I've used and abused. So unscrew the bottom, and in here you will find, I could have done a better job of draining this, so I'm going to be careful. Something I want to point out is if this solution, when it's concentrated, let's say there's water in here, there is, look, if this gets on your clothes, it will bleach them. So in between uses, pour that out, and it will preserve your capsule for longer because then it won't, the water won't break it down. So in between uses, I always clear this out, and you want to be careful because, like I said, it can bleach your clothes, but it is a safe product. Just do like one of these, go down close to the ground. When you unscrew, just careful you're not flinging water everywhere. And here, let me show you how you will get the capsules. It comes in this bucket, and so it's a brand new capsule. You can see there's plastic on the outside, and they have it formulated so that when water flows through, it will erode at a perfect, close to, you know, whatever you want to call it, at a rate that will optimize the solution concentrate. So again, unscrew, and then you just slide the capsule in. It's dry. I don't mind touching it, so you screw it on. If you have a kennel, like where you have a bunch of dogs and you just want to keep this on the go, like you can keep this connected to your hose, but your hose well will not drain. So that's something to keep in mind. For me, I'm packing around my hose and I'm going back and forth. I need the hose well to drain. So I keep this connected and I just screw and unscrew as I work. What else? Over here, you can see there's like an on and off valve. Forward, I believe, is on. And then here you can adjust so the spray consistency can be like straight or more open, and we'll get into that a little bit further down in this video. So with that, I'll just go into a demonstration of a real-time using of the gun. Okay, so we are over by the faucet. I personally don't like to use my clients' hoses. I don't want something to happen to their stuff. Also, I don't like taking all the time to recoil their hose. So what I do is I'll unscrew their hose. There's a better process for carrying your hose around. Shout out to Mark Grummer. That's gonna have to be a different video, but follow me and you guys can tune into that once I upload that one. But for now, this is my bucket. I keep the female side on the top, and I just screw. And the reason I've been doing it this way is because this stays untangled if I just keep the female side on the top, the male side on the bottom. I just flip her on over, and then got our gun here, and then hook her on up. And then we'll get into hose options. I'm gonna wait on that for now, but at the end of the video, I'll talk about the hoses and the different options. I have this open, so I'll just turn this on. It's super simple, guys. All right. So I'm just gonna take you guys with me. Okay, so you saw the beginning of the process. I have the hose and everything's on, the solution, the capsule, everything's circulating, and then we have our solution coming through. And I love this because you don't have to like wet, like for example, like enzyme-based deodorizers. You need to like wet everything for it to work. This is just like everything in one. So here, as I was saying, you can change like the different settings here. If I'm multitasking, sometimes what I'll do is I'll set the hose down and let the yard soak piece by piece so that I'm killing two birds, one stone. And if you look with me here, this works great on turf, non-organic, as they advertise. They do a good job with that. I'll take the solution and just go over the turf. It's super simple. It's as easy as that. You can see I'm covering all the turf. If it hits plants, you know, it's safe, it's all good. And depending on the yard, like if it's one dog, I could probably spend about 15 to 20 minutes just soaking this area and getting the gravel around the plants. It's a female dog, so I don't have to really worry about her lifting her legs on things, but that's a conversation I have with my clients. But when I go into the yard, I pretty much soak everything unless something like evidently shouldn't be wet with water. And one thing I do want to say is it's not like a one size fits all. You can't just go into a yard that has 5 dogs and just spend 20 minutes soaking and then it's done. You might have to go into that area more frequently, like do maybe like a bi-weekly situation, or just let them know that they might just need to buy this product on their own. I have actually recommended to one of my clients who has a really, really difficult odor problem that they're just better off getting this, because for me to go over there every week and soak for 30 minutes or 40 minutes it was just way too expensive for them. So I don't know, I think that's where integrity comes in. I like to do what's best for my clients. But yeah, easy peasy. Say you want to turn it off for a second, it does have that. And something to keep in mind, one capsule, they estimate a use of about 3.5 hours. You can get the set, the gun, and the 5 capsules for, I think it's under $200. So this will last me a really long time. It's definitely worth it if you need a solution to the odor in your client's home and just want to make a clean space for them, especially like if there's kids running around and intermixing their toys with where the dog's running around. It's a great way to provide an extra service that's really going to help the cleanliness and the smell of their yard. I'm actually going to provide this service because I am borrowing my auntie's yard, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll be right back. So while I'm off cleaning the yard, I just wanted to go over a few points and summarize why I love Wizzywash. As a professional pet waste removal company, keeping properties clean, odor-free, and safe is the heart of my business. That's where Wizzywash comes in. It's fast, affordable, and pet safe, and it's 60% faster than bleach and speed tests. Connect it to a standard hose, pop in a jacketed capsule, and spray. There's no mixing, no measuring, and there's no hassle. Wizzywash doesn't just make cleaning faster, it keeps your customer's space healthier. It's proven to kill harmful bacteria, viruses, and parasites commonly found in pet waste, including parvo, giardia, E. coli, salmonella, even MRSA. And that's just to name a few. That means yards, dog runs, and communal areas are not only cleaner but safer for pets and people. Odor control is a game changer. Wizzywash neutralizes strong smells, especially ammonia odors from urine. on artificial turf, concrete patios, and walkways. It leaves behind a fresh, clean environment your clients will notice instantly. My clients really do love this stuff. It's cost effective, and each caplet lasts 3 to 3.5 hours in continuous spray and less than a penny per gallon. You can sanitize multiple properties without breaking the bank. Solution is pH neutral, biodegradable, and non-hazardous, so it's safe to use around lawns, plants, pets, and children without harsh chemical residue. From residential yards to HOA and apartment, dog waste stations, kennels, and pet play areas, Wizzywash is versatile enough to handle every occasion job you face. Offering Wizzywash as an add-on service can set your business apart. Anyway, I love this stuff. If you have any questions, leave your comments and questions below, and I would be happy to get to them. All right, now let's wrap this up. We're gonna have fun with this. I'm just gonna hold this because I think it'll be best for you to see the process if I'm just walking and showing you this way. So I've done the service. I've covered the yard. It's already smelling much better. So here we are. I'm just gonna leave this running because I need to be moving and thinking about the process and making everything fast. So I'm gonna leave this running so that the hose well dries as soon as I turn this off over here. So I'm gonna turn that off. I'm using the silver bullet hose. You can see it's shrinking. I actually spoke with the representatives of Wizzywash, and they had a recommendation for a hose that doesn't expand because it's better for the concentration of the solution. And a simple way that I can say this is for example, if you're packing a hose around, he recommended, it's called G0 or 0G. I can add the information, but the hose doesn't expand, so it creates a more consistent, more concentrated solution because there's less places for the water to go. I love this because it packs well, and I haven't had too much problems with consistency of the solution, but if I can get a different hose that will improve the consistency and make it more strong, I'll probably go that route. And that's just a matter of me going to buy the hose. And I just got this recommendation a few days ago, so I'm gonna try that out, and then I can follow up with you guys later on that. I'll link the 2 hoses. The silver bullet is the one that I've been using. It expands, maybe a tiny bit less concentrated, and then the G0 or 0G. I'll send that information in. Okay, so now my well, the hose well, is empty. What do I normally do? Okay, so I'm gonna go over to my gun. I probably do this in a faster way, but I'm just more so concentrated on showing you use versus the process and what's fastest. So I really wanna just demonstrate this. See, this is what I'm talking about. Look, that's all concentrated. You wanna keep that low. Don't get it on your clothes. And I'm fine with concentrated solution going into the turf. That's no problem, it won't damage the turf. And it's almost better to, let's see, if you really want to make sure, I disconnect it and then give it one more strain. Okay, all right. And this is where I'll start packing my hose. There's a better way to do this, guys, that's a different video, but I'm gonna set this here. Got my bucket. This one's a small bucket, but anyway. So this is where I lose time in my process, is doing this. So I'm gonna improve this and share with you guys later the better way to do it, because I'm learning as I go, and I learn from my PSM community, and I love you guys. Shout out to my PSM peeps, love you guys. If you are on YouTube and you're watching this and you're like, what the heck is PSM? It's Poop Scoop Millionaire. If you're interested in an industry that's growing really fast and you want to start a business that is a low cost entry and you can make great money and it's scalable, it's a scalable model. I'm going to put the link in so you can gain access. If you're someone who's watching this and you're like, I want more information about it, send some videos out so we can learn more. Comment too. I'd be happy to make a video on that. Okay, so that took too long. There's a better way to do this, but it gave me a chance to chat with you guys for a second. So this is the process here I use. Disconnect, grab my bucket, get my gun. Don't forget that. I've done that before where I left it in the yard. That's not fun when you have to go back and drive and add more drive time to your route. Don't forget your stuff. And then Easy peasy. That is pretty much everything. Okay, well, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it all the way to here, I was inspired to make this video initially just because I really do love, you guys heard about the Poop Scoop Millionaire that I've been talking about. I really do love my community, and I'm passionate about helping others, and it seems like this is something that you guys wanted to learn about. And so let me know if you liked the video, and if there's anything else you guys want to see or learn about. If I have experience, I would love to share my experience and what I know, and if it's something I don't know about, I'd be happy to get some answers for you. But with that said, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.